Oh my God, my gorgeous Aquarius, what is going on again? The moment in time you think, things are going to be okay, things are going to be fine, things are starting to unfold in such a good way. The moment in time you get a little bit of hope, when it comes to your life in general and when it comes to certain things that you have been dealing with that have been bothering you for so long. The moment in time you think that, things are moving on finally, boom, something happens. My gorgeous Aquamarini, I want to stress one particular thing. This reading is not going to be negative. This reading is not going to be horrible, but I do have to be completely honest with you, and like I always am. And in order for me to be honest, I have to say absolutely everything I see, I know, and everything that's on my mind. And this is why, this reading, it's gonna start like in a bit of like a negative way, with this negative tone. But then again, at the same time, by the end of this week, things are already going to start looking much better for you indeed. So I'm going to start. My gorgeous Aquamarini, listen to me very carefully. Now, I want to say this. You either already had a little row with somebody really specific whom you had problems with so far. Okay, it's to do with this specific person. You maybe already had a row with that person, okay, or you are going to have a row with that person at around the beginning of this week, for example. However, this week in itself, it's gonna be based on that particular row and disagreement that you actually had with somebody. And I know that this may sound like, oh God, a little bit confusing, but yes, to some of you, certain things happen exactly when I say. To some of them, it's a little bit earlier, and to some of you, it's a little bit later. So I want to say to you, there is either gonna be this disagreement with one specific person that was giving you so many problems lately, especially. That particular person is taking over when it comes to one other horrible person in your life. I'm afraid there is more than one horrible person in your life, my gorgeous Aquamarini, and you know what am I talking about, you know what am I referring to. So the other person that was giving you so much grief and so many problems, pulled themselves slowly into the background while this other person has literally taken over, and both people are kind of against you. And again, what am I talking about, because I have been seeing these people for so long, and these people are the main reason why certain things in your life not working okay, and you have found yourself being so stressed and so anxious and so negative, and you have to come out of it. You need to snap out of it, because it's sucking you dry. It's sucking this, a life out of you. It's taking all the energy away. Okay, so this is why it's really important to do something about it immediately. So when it comes to this other person who is like kind of at the moment standing in your way big time, this other person that you are gonna have an argument with. I don't want to make this too confusing. Do you see what I mean? There were two people, more than two people, but these two people have been like kind of main when it comes to like constantly nagging you and nagging you and nagging you and irritating you, and these people just don't want to leave you alone. But two of them have kind of taken this role of like being the main in all this. So now this is to do with this other person that took over literally, but these two are just as bad, to be quite honest with you. So this other person that took over, you're gonna have a kind of a row and disagreement about something, and this is gonna be really getting on your nerves, because the disagreement is gonna be about something that you know so well. You're 100% right what this disagreement is gonna be about. I mean, come on, it's to do with with something that comes to you so naturally. It's to do with something that you have so much experience with. It's to do with something that you know exactly your stuff. It's to do with something that you know exactly what are you talking about. So I'm feeling so much of this vile jealousy and some kind of competition going on over here. On one hand, you, my gorgeous aquamarine, you're trying to give your best. You're trying to give your all. You're being so genuine. What are you doing and what are you focusing on? It's absolutely right. You're so organic, like, oh my God, you're so genuine, like, oh my God. What are you doing? What are you focusing on? You're absolutely 100% right. The balance that you have, it's absolutely perfect, okay? But the problem with this too, or especially this particular person, which is really going to annoy you so much, something is going to be demanded from you on one hand, and on another hand, you are going to be refused for something, rejected for something, and you know that what are you going to suggest and what are you going to say, you're absolutely right, and it's coming from your own experience, you know, it's coming from such a specific angle, very sharp angle indeed. And this other person, the only reason why there is going to be some kind of like a disagreement, and quite horrible big disagreement, really ugly disagreement, I don't like this whatsoever. And I'm saying that, you know, you are 100% genuine, you know, my gorgeous aquamarine. And what you're going to be talking about, what you're going to be saying, what you're going to be focusing on, everything is 100%. And from this other person, no baby, no. It's just a jealousy, and all this other person wants to do is just try to put their point across, like, oh no, like, just because they want their word to be more powerful than your word. But what are you trying to do? What were you trying to do? Or what are you going to try to say? What are you going to try to explain? You're absolutely 1,000,000% right. And I know at the time that you are going to be going through some kind of a pressure already, because this stage of your life which you have entered, like about, I would say, within the last months, things in your life has taken off. If you pay attention to what was happening within the last months, it's to do with a really important continuation of something really specific, of this specific path. An important continuation has started within the last months, and the continuation of what has started has got all these worms around you, you know, all these leeches around you. And I'm sorry to call them worms, and I'm sorry to call them leeches, but I do see them as like such a little bloodsuckers, honestly. And this is why things have been already, oh my God, you know, within the last months, you know, you have been under the pressure, because it's to do with this continuation of something really important that needs to keep going. But sadly, these other people are involved with this, and this is where all the problems have arisen. You know, this is where all these problems started, and this is why within the last months or so, my gorgeous aquamarini, you have been under so much pressure, like, oh my God, already. So this row and this argument that you're going to have, I'm sorry, but I will be completely honest, of course, it's just so ugly. To me, this is so ugly, and it's not even to do with that person. Sorry, it's not to do with you. To me, this is really ugly, and it's not to do with you at all, but it's to do with that other person. It's just like unbelievable the way this other person is going to react, and it's unbelievable what a level of aggression this other person is going to like kind of show you. This is really going to throw you out of balance, and this is the first time that something like this is actually going to happen. But when I say it's the first time that something like this is going to happen, I mean to say this like when it comes to this level of aggression that there is going to be. And I'm not saying that you're going to be like fighting, you know, God forbidden, no baby, no. I'm not saying that you're going to be fighting, come on man, no, don't even go there, that's ridiculous. But honestly, it has got elements of something so dark and negative and rather dirty and nasty, almost like you would want to like kind of have even fight with somebody. Come on, this is ridiculous, and I know that you know that this is not you, and this is not that person as well. But what I don't like is, like, as I said, you are thinking straight. What you're going to be saying and what you're going to have a row about, you're 100% right. But the problem is in that person. That person is jealous. And they're trying to prove some kind of a point, not to themselves, but to the other people, how they can do something without you, for example. And like ego is taking over, like this ego is taking over, and it's to do with something that comes to you so naturally. And you are in right. And now you have found yourself, and you are going to find yourself again like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. But my gorgeous Aquamarine, you know, at the end of the day, what you need to understand is that you are actually going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. And things are indeed going to work out for you. But at this stage of your life, I just need you to be strong. I need you to be strong, and I need you to focus on good things in life. I need you to focus on positive things in life. I need you to take care of yourself and have as many little breaks as you possibly can. But when you have these little breaks, just take care of yourself and treat yourself as much as you can. And that way you're going to get rid of this energy, because at the moment there is a very tense energy around you, like almost like as if you're looking like who's going to attack you next. Bless your heart. And this is why you have to be very, very strong, okay? Because you also feel at the same time that, you know, you are by yourself and they're like a few different people all together, like a vultures. Do you know what I mean? And that's exactly what they are, because this is how I see them, like vultures. These people are just trying to prove their points about something that they've got no idea what they're actually talking about. And this is why it's so hard, because I think you're so much more clever, so much more smarter, so much more intelligent, and this make the whole thing even harder. But because you're more smarter, more intelligent, more clever, you are the one who's going to be pulling the strings here. Just remember, you're always few steps ahead. So all you need to do right now is try to diffuse this situation as much as you possibly can, because otherwise it's just going to be very, very unnecessary for yourself when it comes to you wasting your energy and draining your energy unnecessarily. Because when you are constantly around people that you are feeling such a pressure with, you're protecting yourself in such a subconscious way where you don't even realize that you're protecting yourself. You're paying attention to things all the time you shouldn't be paying attention to, and that becomes very, very draining. And of course that leads towards such an unnecessary paranoia. On top of all that, this is the beginning of a very successful stage in your life. Yeah, on top of all that, this is the beginning of a very successful stage in your life, my gorgeous Aquamarini. So this is why I need you to be strong. You will go you will go through this indeed. And you know, it's just like the bottom line is that you just kind of need to understand that what you are talking about, you're 100% right, as I said, and what that person is doing, it's not coming from a good place, and it's hard. It's very hard when you know this, but almost as if these people are not even smart enough to actually understand if you try to explain to them, you know, like what you know and what you understand, because it's to do with ego. At the moment, these people's ego is trying to take over. They're trying to prove their point that they know how to do something they've got no idea about. So I need you to be smart by trying to diffuse this situation, you know, by trying to be smart, you know, about it, by trying to not having arguments and rows after this point. That would be the best thing to do. Just remember that everything else that happens after this moment in time, if you fight and argue, is going to be completely unnecessary. Nothing is going to come out of it whatsoever. At the moment, this is the way things are going to unfold. Right at the beginning of this week, this is why, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you are going to really pretty much so, this is going to throw you out of balance a little bit. And when you have this row with this person also, I think that, or disagreement, you know, I think that this is the first time that you are going to see the side of this person. I think that this is the first time, literally, that you're actually going to see this side of this person that you've never seen before, and you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. I think that you're actually going to start worrying for the actual health of that person, because you're going to think something is wrong. You're going to think like where all this negativity is coming from, where all this hate is coming from. You're going to be like completely confused, you know. And then at the same time, my gorgeous Aquamarine, this is why at around the beginning of this week, you are going to be like, oh my God, contemplating like there is no tomorrow, seriously. At around the beginning of this week, you're going to be contemplating, you know, contemplating, and all this is going to be on your mind. All this is going to be on your mind. But when it comes to you contemplating, I want to say to you one thing, my gorgeous Aquamarine, and I really hope that you're going to understand me here. When it comes to you contemplating, travel awaits you. Travel awaits you. Travel awaits you. When it comes to you contemplating, when I say that travel awaits you, when it comes to you contemplating, this means that your life is going to be pretty much different. Things are going to change with the speed of like, oh my God, your life is going to be completely different. So that's why I need you to be strong. If you go further with like maybe arguments and rows, and I'm not having a go at you. I know you didn't start it. You didn't start this. You know what I mean? You're not responsible for this, but you're smarter. You're clever. You have to be a couple of steps ahead, okay? By you carrying on with these arguments, you would just like kind of prolong things for you and things wouldn't happen. And what you need to understand when it comes to me saying to you that travel awaits you, this means that your life is going to be completely different in 1 year. All this will disappear within 1 year. And I know that you're going to say to me, oh, here we go, it's going to disappear in 1 year. Listen, this is important. When I said that travel awaits you, I didn't mean like, oh yeah, I'm going to France, to south of France tomorrow. I'll go to south of France tomorrow. No, baby, no, not that type of travel. When I say the moment in time you have this contemplation, there is going to be so much on your mind. I really hope this is going to make you feel so much better. Travel awaits you in such a way where your life in 1 year is going to be completely different. All this, believe me or not, it's going to work tremendously, and I mean tremendously, in your favor. All this is going to work tremendously in your favor. All you need to do that for the love of God is, I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, I know it's like, oh my God, super difficult, but you're going to need to try to make these people believe and feel like it's all fine, like you're friends, like you're okay, it's all fine. And I know that this is probably going to be one of the worst things you have probably done in your entire life, because these people have shown demonic faces, seriously, to you within the last 2 or 3 years. These creatures have shown demonic, bloody faces, okay? And I need you to be ready for this. And in order for you to be ready for this, when this trouble awaits you and your life will change within 1 year, believe me, no. But for you to be ready for this, now you need to do everything that's in your power to like bring this situation somehow to on some kind of a friendly level. It doesn't matter how you feel inside. It doesn't matter you think, oh, you bitches, you know, or you bastards, you know. It doesn't matter how you feel inside, but you have to be smart. And that way you're going to be a couple of steps ahead every single time. And by you being nice, by you kind of trying to diffuse this situation, there is also something incredible you're going to find out in like about 4 weeks time after this moment in time. A very specific information is going to come from one of them, one of these creatures who are going to start seeing you in a different light. Okay, this is very important for you to become aware of this crucial information, because that crucial information is going to change everything. And I can't talk about it now because it's going to be too complex, too far ahead. This situation is way too complex to just talk about it like that. You need to wait for these things to happen organically, and then you will see exactly where things are going. This is important. So you see how much you're actually going to get out of it. But going back to this contemplation, which you are going to have, my gorgeous Aquamarine, going back to this contemplation, you know, yes, a lot is going to be in your mind. You're going to be thinking about everything that happened. You're going to be thinking how many times you were stressed, how many times you almost had a breakdown, and you're going to be thinking, oh my God, am I heading towards a breakdown again? No, you're not. You're not. You're listening to my words, and my words are about to heal you. My words are healing you right now, my gorgeous Aquamarine. So you're not going to have a breakdown at all. Nothing bad is going to happen to you because my words are literally healing you right now. We are making a certain connection right now. This world is really powerful. We are really powerful spirits. We can do so much with the power of our mind, with the power of our energy. Let's make the most of it. This moment in time, you're going to be stronger and you will heal, literally. Okay, just keep this in mind, because when you are having this contemplation, I know I said millions of times, why are you going to have this contemplation? I completely understand. Even my plants knows I said this already, because she's shaking in a strange way. No, seriously, it's when you have this contemplation, it's all going to be boiling down. It's all going to be boiling down. You know what? I want to move on. I want to move on. I want to move on. I want to start something new. I want to start something new. I want to start a new adventure. I want to start a new adventure. And you are going to feel like you want to move on. You want to move on so badly. You see, this is your a little contemplation here, and this is your adventure you are gonna be thinking about. This is your adventure you're gonna be thinking about. And you know what I need to say to you, I'm not telling you what to do, my gorgeous Aquamarine, because you will know what to do. You will know it's time for you to start this new adventure. It has been a time for a while, but your own intuition, it's gonna be guide. You've got the moon here as well. You see this, baby? You've got the moon over here. So your intuition is going to be guiding you, and this, you starting a new adventure. When it comes to all this, you know which type of adventure I mean. You know, it's the adventure when it comes to all this, because all these problems are about, like, it's to do with a specific issue, it's to do with a specific problem, you know, all these things, you know, so it's to do with that. You starting a new adventure. I think that that's going to be absolutely obvious, and you are going to realize, you know what, I'm going to start this new adventure, but you can't just start it just yet. You need to wait a little while. It is very important for you to be strong. In fact, I know you want me to say like all these problems are going to disappear overnight. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. You know, I can't do that. But the stage, I will tell you, you will be thinking, you will realize, and you will decide that you are going to start this new adventure. It's not something that just came to you out of the blue. It's just something that you had on your mind like about last year, I think. And then you tried again, and then things became funny and weird, and now you've just realized again that maybe you should start this new adventure. Most certainly, and most importantly, my gorgeous Aquamarine, this is going to be a very, very, very smart decision. I mean, you've got a High Priestess here. I don't think that I need to say much. You are deciding to start this new adventure. This is going to be a very smart decision. But what I forgot to say, I almost forgot to say, that this, I would like for everything to change like overnight, but it's not going to. That's not what this life is about. It's not just like that. So this stage in between now and in between the end of September, the stage in between now and in between the end of September, it's going to be absolutely crucial. Absolutely crucial when it comes to all this. Crucial for what? For you to prepare yourself, and for you to do your best when it comes to these little creatures and these little snakes around you. And I know it sounds like a very, very long time, but in between this time, you're going to be ridiculously busy. You're going to be very busy, and you're going to be very successful with what you're going to be doing. So all this is going to pass really quickly indeed. So, you know, when it comes to you starting this new adventure, you can only start considering this after the end of September 2024. So from October, and then in between October, from October onwards, really. From October onwards, you can only start thinking of, even November onwards, you can start thinking about it, you see. And this is, but this stage in between, now you need to be very smart. And don't get too depressed or sad that, you know, oh, things are not gonna, oh, this is taking too long. No. It's gonna happen so much quicker, so much sooner than you can possibly imagine. So also, my gorgeous Aquamarini, what else I was going to say right at the beginning of this week, so you are going to make the right decision. You're going to make the right decision when it comes to you starting this new adventure, and already maybe like about 2 or 3 days later, something quite strange and unusual. It's going to 2 or 3 days later again, something strange and unusual. It's going to happen. One of these creatures is going to do something, and one of these creatures is going to say something, and you are going to realize how you're not going to be able to manage to be around these people for too long. But then again, at the same time, you've already made this very, very smart decision to kind of like a start new adventure. So this in itself, it's really kind of going to be a guiding light at this stage of your life. Here, you're really going to realize, and it's going to be confirmed to you, you know, this is going to be like your confirmation that you've definitely made the right decision. So this negative situation, which is going to happen again, a little tower moment when it comes to one of these people, maybe even a couple of them, you know, they're going to say something, they're going to do something, they're going to demand something from you, and you're going to have absolutely enough. But it's not like you're just going to move on and just go somewhere else. No, baby, no. But you will know that you're really smart, and you will realize this is going to be a confirmation that you made the right thing. You decided the right decision, basically. Because for so long, this is only going to remind you how these people were affecting you every single time when you wanted to make some kind of a decision, when you wanted to do something. You know, these people were like tampering with everything, and you're a free spirit. This in itself, it's going to be like the moment of your personal liberation. It's going to be very important to you, because you will realize as well, when it comes to this bit of a tower, which is going to happen again, that how negatively you are thinking about these people. You became so negative, you're thinking negatively, you changed, you even changed the way you look a little bit, you know, because of these people. And you will realize that, you know, you've been worrying about it for so long. This kind of is starting to really restrict your life, and this is what you're going to become aware of. Like, you don't want any restrictions whatsoever. You need to detach yourself from these people as soon as you possibly can, you know, because you've been worrying about this for so long. And if you carry on any further, it's just going to unnecessarily start affecting your health, and you are snapping out of it. Just remember, this is a really positive reading. This is actually a really positive reading, and this, you know, you're moving on, you're moving away from this. So this is important, you know. And you are just gonna feel like really kind of, oh my God, you feel like you're stabbed in your back by these people, like over and over and over again. And now, if there was any doubt, like whether you made the wrong decision, that you want to start a new adventure, because that's gonna require from you to change and certain things in life and make a certain adjustments. If there was any doubt whether you should start this new adventure or not, here, this is going to be a confirmation, not only a confirmation, but here you are really seriously gonna be reminded of this opportunity which you had within the last year to move on with your life. There is a certain opportunity that you're gonna be reminded of, something that it's a lot to do with your experience, but also something that you have never done in such a way before. And you had that opportunity within last year, and now that opportunity was very delicious Very delicious the moment in time you found out. But now you will be reminded of this opportunity as well, which you had like about a year ago, to do something similar to what you're doing right now, but also it's to do with you doing it in a completely different way. So something is still going to be like, oh my God, I'm not too sure, but this is absolutely the right way to go, because you are literally going to start moving on with your life. You're going to start moving on with your life towards much, much happier and calmer waters. And this is exactly what you need, my gorgeous Aquamarine. You deserve this. You deserve this. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarine, you are going to have such a beautiful inspiration. Something is going to inspire you so beautifully, and it's going to happen in such a spontaneous way. Something is going to inspire you. Something is going to inspire you so much. It's to do with this inspiration. And then at the same time, this inspiration is also going to lead towards your own empowerment, towards your own transformation. This inspiration which you are going to have it around the midweek, it's going to happen in such a way where you are again going to be standing somewhere outside. You're going to be looking towards the nature. So you're either going to be somewhere within the nature, within the water, within the nature, or you're going to be looking towards the nature. I know that the actual nature is going to be playing an important role here when it comes to you benefiting from these earthly and really powerful energies. And also maybe there is going to be some kind of water around you as well, because water is like really kind of like important when it comes to our own emotions. It helps us to get in touch with our own emotions. Water is playing a very important role indeed. But however, there is some kind of inspiration that you're actually going to have. There is something that you're going to read. There is something that you're going to see. There is something that you're going to become aware of. And that in itself, it's also like a really pretty much so going to be so important when it comes to like finances and when it comes to your financial situation, but also at the same time in general, this inspiration is just like going to be like a natural step up from where you are right now. This is what I really like about it. So this inspiration is just going to come in the most random way, but you will feel in your soul and your spirit that you should do this. But it's to do with what you're doing right now, and it's to do with one level up. What exactly you should do in order to bring more colorful energy. You will be you are progressing with this, but this is also going to be beneficial for your financial situation, but it's also bringing such a colorful energy into your life as well. Because on another hand, just like about a few days later, after that moment in time, you are gonna realize through somebody who is very close to you, and I'm keep on seeing this psychic or this intuitive person through who you're gonna realize other things about it, and this is gonna be mentioned to you without even mentioning to you through somebody who is very psychic and highly intuitive in your life. And this in itself is gonna be the sign enough that this is something that you should go for. And at the same time, you're also gonna become aware of more kind of bright prospects connected to it, which you didn't know initially. And these bright prospects are also gonna be really important because you will be able to keep things really simple, and you will be able to keep things really traditional, but also at the same time you're gonna enter such a significant stage of your life where spiritually you're gonna start reconnecting with yourself here. And I'm not saying that you felt spiritually disconnected, but I know that all this that has been happening to you did affect you spiritually a little bit. And also this is going to reawaken you, and you will realize that just because of this, I know it sounds really weird, just because of this few days later, this is all going to lead towards you realizing maybe which errors you have made yourself. Maybe when it comes to your body, when it comes to your lifestyle, you know, you're going to be thinking about the certain errors that you've made, and now you're not going to like these errors, because these errors you're going to see in a completely different light. So of course that this is going to be guiding you towards the right direction, and you're going to be left realizing that there is something that you're still doing but you shouldn't be doing, you know. And it's like, you know, maybe like, you know, I mean, you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, you know. So this is what you're gonna realize. But it's not that you didn't realize that before, but now suddenly you will realize how bad this is for you. So something is gone on the next level, and you maybe haven't been honest with yourself completely. And you know, it's like to do maybe with some kind of addiction or something like that, you know. And when it comes to certain addictions, people are not honest with themselves normally, because it's very difficult for people to admit it is an addiction, you know. And even when people admit it's an addiction, it's still like kind of, oh, you still think you're like kind of 1 or 2 steps ahead, but you're actually 1 or 2 steps behind. But you're not realizing this, because this is what addiction normally does. It has an effect on people like that, where everything is kind of a little bit clouded, and then we lose the sense of reality, and that in itself is bad, because it is affecting our spirituality a lot. And sorry, darling. You are ridiculously spiritual. So I don't know. There is some kind of addiction still that you haven't been honest with yourself, and you need to do something about it. This is also going to be obvious. Don't make me, I'll have a go at you. I'll have a go at you, my gorgeous aquamarini. No, I'm joking. And the last part of this week, my gorgeous aquamarini, when it comes to the last part of this week, there is something very, very, oh my God. First of all, you have an inspiration here. And then at the last part of this week, you are going to make a very interesting discovery about this man, about this person. This man is a very strong figure in your life. This man is older than you. This man is very firm. This man has been always very successful. This man has always been misunderstood. Like this man is like a Marmite. You either love him or you either really hate him. To be honest with you, hate is such a strong word, but you know what I mean. So this man is like a Marmite, but this man is different. This man is very powerful, and this man accomplished something that lots of people don't accomplish. So it's somebody in your life. Maybe this is your, like a father, or maybe it's like an older person, but that particular person is again going to suggest something to you. And it's not only that, that person is going to suggest something to you, and what that person is going to suggest to you, it's going to be like a discovery in itself. Through that person, you will discover something really specific. When it comes to that row, that you've had, and what are you going to discover through that person? This is really going to surprise you. It's really going to surprise you, like really going to surprise you, but you're going to like it. You're going to like it a lot. What are you going to discover when it comes to that row that you've had? Through this older person, older male person, there is some kind of information that you're going to get from that person. There is something that you're going to discover that you didn't know about people who you rowed with. And you're going to be really blown away, surprised, but you're going to like it, what you're going to hear, because you're going to realize again that you ended up with an upper hand. You're going to realize again that you ended up with an upper hand. And here, my gorgeous aquamarinis, the tables are about to turn like never, ever, ever before. Here, you will be able to completely relax about that argument, completely relax about that row. You will be able to move on from it immediately, because at this moment in time, you will know how quickly, how quickly your life is going to change, how quickly your life is going to transform. After this moment in time, things are already going to start looking up for you big time. This is all going to lead towards an absolutely ultimate success, my gorgeous aquamarini whatsoever. You are going to realize not only that this is the beginning of an ultimate change in your life, but all this is going to be completely worth it. All this is going to be completely worth it when you find out what you're going to find out. You're going to find yourself, my gorgeous aquamarini, at such a good place in your life. And after this moment in time, everything, I mean everything, is going to start making sense. I mean, to be quite honest with you, this couldn't have happened at a better time. I can see you almost lost your mind. No, don't get me wrong, but you almost lost your mind. And now it's about to return to you. Like, this is absolutely fantastic, and it's all going to lead towards a big success and a massive achievement. What can I say? Stay strong, my gorgeous aquamarini, because you are going to be absolutely fine. Okay, my gorgeous aquamarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.